Hey, what up guys? This is Monkey Figure Reviews, and today we'll be taking a look at a new figure, as I promised. It is the Glitter and Glamours Shiny Venus NEFELTARI Vivi. So this figure was released around 3 weeks to a month ago, so it should be still readily available out there. So let's take a quick look at the box. As usual, the box for G&G figures usually are more or less the same. You can see the series name at the front as well as the character name with some descriptions. A side view where we see another image of Vivi and what we're expecting to get. This is the other side view, kind of in a landscape mode. Full body image of Vivi. It looks amazing, I think. And this is the back view. Not a lot to talk about. And the top, we have our toy sticker to prove its authenticity. So we're gonna do an unboxing video because everything is still sealed, as you can see. We're gonna take a look together what is going on inside. So are you ready? Let's go! Okay, so we have taken out all the 3 pieces of this figure. We have Vivi's left hand, which kind of looks freaky on its own over there. And we have the main body, as well as Vivi's head. Well, one complaint I think you could just see over here is that there's a little mark just right over here, which is the worst place you could ever have for a figure on the face. Alright, and maybe we just take a look at the piece first, the head piece. I kind of like how they did Vivi's hair with certain kind of little bit of braid. I'm not sure if this is kind of her hairstyle post timeskip. I can't really remember, so maybe you guys can remind me. But the hair is just really nicely done. Like, you can just see the distribution of her hair is really neat. Gives her lots of volume and gives her hair lots of life. Little bit of a shiny paints to reflect the wetness of her hair, which I think it's not too obvious on the video. Of course, she has this kind of white flowers at the side and some beads, which is really interesting, and the earrings to match her outfit. Okay, I kind of like the face, but just that little spot above her left eyebrow. Alright, so I'm just gonna put everything on. Not sure why they kind of have the left hand as a separate piece. Could be they were trying to prevent a possible paint transfer, you know, like between these two parts, in case they knock together. Yeah, but it's an interesting piece to come separately. Let's take a look at the rest of her outfit. I think Vivi is basically wearing a desert theme bikini that kind of fits her usual character costume as well as where she's from, which is Alabaster. We have this golden part, I'm not sure what I call it, part of a bikini, part of a top that really adds a little bit of classiness to this whole costume. It's of course matched with the accessories around her wrist, and the carvings are neatly detailed. It goes all the way to the back, as you can see over there. I really think this golden part is basically like the color centerpiece of this figure. It really brings around nice contrast. Of course, there are also pearls and beads that's part of a costume, and she's wearing them on her ankle as well. You can see that the nails are painted. Okay, yeah, and the cape, this pink cape that she's wearing, I think it should be part of a costume in the anime or manga, because I remember the Portrait of Pirates figure has this pink cape too. I'm not too sure, but I think it should be part of a post timescape outfit. That's why she has it draped over her shoulders. This figure is kind of, compared to the Bois Hancock and Robin, which I previously reviewed, they kind of did shading for those figures, and I don't think it's too obvious on this one to show that part of her body is wet. Maybe if you stare hard enough, there's a little bit of shading at the top and around her shoulders. Just a little bit of color difference. Like over here is slightly more beige than pink if you look at these two parts, and also a little bit over here as well. Yeah, but it's not too much, and I think it's fine. In fact, I prefer it that way, because I found the shading on the previous figures looking a little bit off, looking a little bit weird. Yeah, and I just want to say that she looks amazing. Vivi looks amazing, alright? She looks really classy and sexy, and I think in terms of the outfit, this is probably the best one so far out of all 4 Shiny Venus. The best one compared to Hancock, Robin, and Nami. Okay, yeah, it shows that the costume really works a little bit of magic if you give the figure, if you give the character some nice costume to pair up with. Let us take a look at the height of this figure. It's around 11 cm tall and almost hitting 4.5 inches. So the expected height of figures from this series. I'm gonna bring in Shiny Venus Robin for you guys to have a little bit of comparison and look of how they match up together. I think they look good together as I expected, because they're from the same series, and I'm pretty sure Hancock and Nami will fit in really well together. So one thing I'm just noticing is that it seems like Vivi seems to be a little bit taller when I'm looking at the height from the head to the feet. She seems to be a little bit taller, which is interesting, because previously I always complain about how I think the Shiny Venus sub-series seems to be a little bit smaller in scale than their standing up counterparts. Okay, unfortunately I do not own the original version, the G&G Vivi, so I'm just gonna bring in Dressrosa Robin from the same series as a substitute for you guys to kind of take a look of how they compare standing up and the Shiny Venus version. This how they look, and I would say the standing up versions still look a little bit taller and bigger in scale. Yeah, it could be just how they sculpt the figure and how they design the modeling. That's mostly what I have. I think if you're a huge Vivi fan, you will definitely get this figure, because we kind of didn't get a lot of Vivi figures, and this is probably one of the better versions we have out there as of now. I forgot to mention just now, but there's the lack of stand on the base in this figure is absolutely amazing decision by BANPRESTO, because the first one, when we look at the Shiny Venus Hancock, she has this really ugly supporting stand that looks really out of place when you look at the figure, and that is thrown out of the window. We don't see that anymore in Nami, I think. We don't see that with Robin, and we don't see that in Vivi here as well. Instead, they just kind of like flatten the thighs at the bottom to give it a stable support. So that is wonderful to me. I think stands, unless they are good stands, good bases, they are usually really ugly and does not fit the figure. Okay, that's all I have. So if you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel and hit the notifications button if you have not done so. Any questions or comments, leave them below and I'll answer them whenever I'm free. Thank you guys, and see you again.